it's like the country falling like dominoes or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like you look at the infrastructure, man. I mean, the bridge that old, and you got so-called the biggest port in the country,
mm-hmm.
and you let a situation like that happen. I mean, where the money going? I mean, people should be asking that. Okay, when those companies start coming in, the rates start dropping.
They do, because they have that control. If a lot of the owner operators say, hey, well, I'm not gonna take that, let's let it sit on the dock. Well, they have the control, because a lot of them are scheduling those loads themselves. So
okay, you said they said how to make ginger ale.
You take a whole ginger ale, cut it up, and what different people, I watched about 6 different videos. Everybody do it differently. But some just the ingredients is ginger ale, water, to boil it in. They basically say you can take for every cup of ginger ale that you cut up, you'll need at least 2 cups of water.
Okay.
To boil it. And then some people use either a lemon or a lime. They cut it up, put that in there with it. Some people use sugar, like cane sugar. I've seen somebody use honey to sweeten it up with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so sugar or honey and some soda water.
Okay.
Yeah, sparkling water, soda water, just give it that fizz.
Right. Yeah. So basically, you're using the ginger to make more like a syrup, and then you add it to that sparkling water. Yeah. Yeah. I saw them do that on TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Give me a second. I forgot my vape. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. I can't talk to you without Bay.
Oh yeah, I know.
Bay helped me think. Yeah. She helped me keep it together.
Get your thoughts across.
Yeah, you said what now?
Help you get your thoughts across.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So what's the new news on this bridge collapse?
Well, they pretty much suspended rescue efforts in terms of looking for the 6 guys that were, missing. They pretty much just presumed that they're dead, and so they've gone from a rescue mission to just what they call it, like a salvage type mission to where they searching for like evidence and clues, and you know what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, like a recovery. That's more the word, like a recovery search. It went from a rescue search to more of a recovery search.
Yeah. I saw on news they recovered 2 of the people that had been stuck in the water for hours. Yeah, I don't know if they was 2 of the 6. But they did say that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's a total of 8.
That was a total of 8 people. Okay.
It was a total of 8, and of the 8, 2 of the ones were the ones who, one was swimming and what came out okay. Another one was in critical condition.
Okay. Yeah. I know they said they're gonna have to clean that river before they can even look for the others. They say there's so much steel in the river.
Yeah.
But that ship had been having issues already. They got reports showing that ship had been having issues, and they pretty much investigating in terms of the ship, whether it was sorry about that.
The camera's still off, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Now, what was I saying about the cleaning up of the steel? Oh, yeah, about the
That,
investigation of the ship. Uh,
uh-huh.
they don't know if that's in terms of if it was contaminated fuel or from the history of that ship having issues. Now, I was watching on News Nation a couple of hours ago. I don't know all the issues that it previously had, but it does have a history report on that ship having issues because that power had like we talked earlier, it flickered out twice. They was
Right.
going about 7 to 8 knots, and it flickered out. Then it came back on, and as they was coming up to just before they cleared that little part there that they hit, the power went out again.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and the reason why the ship spent like that,
Hmm.
they had dropped one of the anchors.
Yeah. Yeah. I read that they had dropped their anchor and had already called for that Mayday.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so they dropped that anchor and it spent that ship around, it looked like, and just pretty much towed that bridge up. But they said that bridge was built in the 70s. None been
Right.
done to it since it's been built.
Right. Yeah, it was right at 50 years old. 46? I think it's 77 it was built. So was that 46 years old?
I just heard them say in
No.
the 70s.
Yeah, I think it was built
Yeah.
in 77.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Now, one thing I remember reading on that, they were saying that uh they was asking like what they call them. Well, basically one of the people that's over the bridges and stuff in Delaware, which is basically the next state over from Maryland. They was asking them about their waterways and their bridges and stuff, and they said, well, our bridges are protected by concrete barriers.
Hmm.
The piers are protected by concrete barriers, so that if a ship gets close to it, it'll hit that concrete barrier before it touches the pier.
So
And
they pretty
so,
much updated their infrastructure up there.
right. And so, what he didn't, I maybe they did update it. I don't know if it
Well,
came with the
well, I'm not
bridge, but
saying they recently updated. What I meant to say, their infrastructure in terms of the bridge is more updated, more
yeah,
up to date for
had
stuff
protection.
like that.
Uh
Yeah,
huh. Yeah.
yeah,
And so that one there in Baltimore didn't have that, so it took the full force of that
right.
ship.
No, I don't understand. Now they said it's going to take over $400 million that they estimate so far to fix this bridge, and it's going to have to come from the tax revenue.
Mm,
And they talk about the economic situation that Baltimore is in, so they're asking the federal government to come in and help. So you know who finna pay for that, but I don't understand. The governor was pretty much on the news talking about how that is like one of the largest ports. They take in, I think he said, what, 51 million or billion tons of freight in. Uh,
yeah.
right. And they talking about how much of an economic hit it's going to be. Now, I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand how government appropriate their money or whatever they do with it, but
Mm-hmm.
you got that much freight coming in. Why is the city or the state in an economic situation? And
Yeah.
it just raises a lot of questions on that. You got a port. It's just like Memphis. It's no excuse for Memphis, in my opinion, to be in the situation that they're in. They got the hub for the railroad and the hub for the airport. That's a lot of
Yeah.
money coming into this city.
Yeah. There it is.
So I'm not really, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you got a better understanding of it than I do. I don't
Yeah, I don't
understand
know.
that.
Cause they make their budgets every year because you got your state budgets and you have your city budgets.
Right.
So what's allocated for the city? That's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, because uh for one crime, let me shape it up right, but
Okay.
on a political sense, politicians are finna look bad in that town because it's going to take a while to build a bridge up,
Mm-hmm.
and they got trucks that got to come through the city. The truck
Mm-hmm.
that's a main route for trucks.
It is.
They can't go through the tunnels. They don't want them going through the city, so they're going to have to go probably further out the way than you and I was thinking of earlier, just to be able to get around that situation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, like it's like the country falling like dominoes or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like you look at the infrastructure, man. I mean, the bridge that old, and you got so-called the biggest port in the country,
mm-hmm.
and you let a situation like that happen. I mean, where the money going? I mean, people should be asking that.
Yeah, because I seen somewhere where they said with that port, it's pretty much the main route. That particular port there in Baltimore is pretty much the main route for imported cars and farm equipment. And it's the nation's second largest location for exporting coal.
Right.
So that's gonna hurt.
Yeah. It's gonna hurt. In a lot of ways. I would say to truckers in a sense like this, because I'm for the truckers on stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
We done paid for enough.
Right.
Don't let your customers start making you pay for this. I mean, they're gonna want truckers to take the hit most likely when it comes to shipping that stuff. You got to think about the drivers in the Baltimore area that has to take these long routes around. Make these people pay you for this.
Yeah,
man. I mean, it's unfortunate. I'm not trying to be selfish and put the loss of life on the back burner. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is not even related to the lives that was lost. I'm talking about the aftermath, financially, economically. What's about to happen. It's going to be some people that's going to take a hit, because the United States are not going to take the hit alone. They spending too much money elsewhere. They got to come in. They got to help Baltimore with this. This is over $400 million they estimate. It's probably going to end up being more than that. Then they're probably going to jump in and try to help their shipping vessel company deal with the lawsuits that's coming behind it. Because it's just
because same Pete Buttigieg doing an interview saying, yeah, we're gonna rebuild, we're gonna get it taken care of, and we're gonna rebuild and get everything underway. Because somebody was estimating it might take about a year or so
before a year to put the bridge.
Yeah. They said probably around about a year now. That was just somebody speculating. So I didn't hear what an actual engineer had to say, but from what I was hearing, about a year.
Shit, it might take them about 6 months to clean up all that wreckage.
Yeah. I guess depending on how fast they got to do it.
Would you want to drive across a bridge being put together like that?
I wouldn't.
All right, then. That's what I'm saying. Like, we beyond just having the bridge replaced. We talking safety now. Some people that lost their lives, man. You had construction workers on the bridge filling potholes, didn't even get the memo that this was going down, obviously. And if they got it too late. Right. Because you can see on the video, clearly on the video where cars were like passing through, right. Like they was trying to haul ass and get out of the way. And that bridge looked like it was a long stretch. That was just a section of the bridge that collapsed.
Yeah, that section, and just made everything else fall apart.
Right. So, like I said, you talking about a year of putting that bridge back together, man. I don't know, man. They might need to, focus on putting it back together the right way.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, the infrastructure already crumbling, and this is proof. I really do believe that if the United States could afford it, they would fix it all in one wop.
Mm-hmm.
These are telltale signs that this money has been misused in so many ways. It's been talk of infrastructure for the last in politics for what, since Shit, since the Bushes.
For a long time they've been talking about it, fixing the
Yeah.
roads and stuff. Yeah.
All right, and they ain't did nothing yet. But they got money for war.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah. You know, they got money to give to the immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I wonder, are they gonna cut some of Ukraine funds for this, because this here is just to get the bridge back right.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about the aftermath of them, you know, what they're gonna have to do to catch their money back up. Who they gonna make pay for that? You know, you gonna pull some of that money back from overseas involved in them wars? Are you gonna pull some of that money out of these immigrants' pocket? You know, these are questions that need to be asked, because even though this is a Baltimore problem, the country can't let Baltimore handle it on their own, because Baltimore ports feed the country.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I guess they're gonna see what Singapore has to say about that. You know,
Singapore. Oh yeah. So that's what his vessel was on its way back to, Singapore.
I don't know if it was on its way back there, but that's where it's from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because see, they said the ship was heading out, right?
Yeah, it was just leaving.
Yeah, it was just leaving with a whole lot of freight. So yeah, that's a whole lot of freight finna be held up right there. You know, that ship is about the same. You know, if you was to stand it up vertically, it's about the same height as the Eiffel Tower.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they did a measurement on it, about 985 feet long. I think the Eiffel Tower is like 984.
Wow.
Yeah. Very huge ship, man.
Yeah, them ships are huge. I worked on one one day from Japan. It was a rice ship. They were hauling rice. I was living in California, and we would take these big, huge bags of rice, and they had a crane that would pick it up from off the dock and then sit it into the belly of the ship. You know, and I was working inside the belly of the ship, and you know, the crane operator can't hear. He can't hear what. Let me rephrase that. He can't see inside the belly of the ship. So you have someone with the microphone just tell him, okay, go to your left, go to your right. All right, drop it. You know, you can release it. You know, so just being on that ship was just massive. I mean, it just feels like, wow.
That brings us to, you know, that brings me to the FMCSA ending the MC numbers for fraud, but based on the Triton situation, the FMCSA got a lot of work to do to clean this mess up. But anyway, what you got on the FMCSA with this topic here about them ending the MC number?
Yeah, they want to get rid of the MC number and just do just strictly DOT numbers. Just deal everything directly through DOT numbers. And they said the reasoning for that is they want to focus on security and fraud. They want to cut down on all the fraud. From what they've been saying, well, and also they said they want to revamp the whole FMCSA website. They want to make it more user friendly. They want to do like that authentication, like the two number or 2-digit authentication deal.
I think it's 2-step authentication.
Yeah,
where they send you your PIN number to activate your DOT number.
Right. So I think they want you to do something like that, and so.
But you already had to do that. I think they're making it more electronic now.
Okay.
Suppose I got multiple stories. I saw one girl on TikTok. She said they're gonna be mailing them out, and I saw Overdrive Online said they're gonna make it electronic. But I thought it was already electronic though.
Yeah, I can remember.
Yeah, you know when you get your authority and you go through that process, you know they send you your PIN number. Well, right. How they do it? They send you your number where you can log in and see if you've been verified and everything. You can do it electronically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, I don't know, what they meant on that part, but I ain't mean to interrupt you though. But go ahead, what you were
Oh, you
saying.
good. So, but also they were saying that they were noticing all the fraud that had been taking place. As a result, they was noticing hundreds of carriers using the same address as their active address, using the same address as their place of doing business.
Right.
You know, they said they had received an email, and that one of the emails that they had said WTF FMCSA at gmail.com.
Hmm. And who received that email?
Well, they said that was one of the emails for the FMCSA that they were using to register.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, one of the companies. They said that was their email address, basically mocking the FMCSA.
Oh, this after all this broker that they was going to do that with the NC number.
Yeah, well, see, they as they were checking everything and they were looking at all the stuff, just based on this email or referring to this email, one of those carriers' emails, as their direct contact emails, was WTF. FMCSA, like what the FMCSA at gmail.com. And they say, okay, they taking this as, they messing with the FMCSA. Basically saying like this is just too easy.
Right.
They said that one of the addresses was used as saying that this was where an employee lived. So they said they want to cut down on all that to reduce that type of fraud. But they said those are just things that they want to put together. They still got to meet with the industry stakeholders. I think it was on May the 29th of this year to go forth and I guess get their opinion. So I guess the stakeholders are like the large carriers and large.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
Yep, you better believe it. Because what they saying is that they're looking to take these steps in the next 90 days before they start rolling out the segments of the registered population. Okay. They're going to be contracting out verification services to industry leading firms. So that may be an indication that they're going to take away the electronic option to get verified, because they're going to be contracting that service out to companies to be verified. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're supposed to be a cleanup crew for fraud. They say that the changes are going to impact all new applicants, and it's going to, and also they're going to run on all existing registered, everybody in a database, and there's over 800,000 entities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they got a lot of work to do, and now this is what I think gonna happen. Number one, virtual address is finna be out. That's finna be out. That's gonna be a hit to the gut for a lot of people who don't have an address to use other than their home address. Yeah, and because see, in a lot of cases they don't even want you to use the PO box. So the fraud messed that up, and it's probably going to get to the point to where they're probably going to want you to have a brick and mortar, which is going to get expensive because we know real estate is high now, especially commercial. Yeah, so it's going to be in any situation where there's a cleanup. It's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of people going to get hit, caught in the crossfire, because they're going to be rejected, because see, when they start looking at existing registrants, that could get ugly. And then on top of that, if you don't renew your UCR, and what was the other one? Your UCR.
Yeah, MC 150.
Yeah, your MCS 150. They're gonna make your. How many days did they say that they give you now before they make your USDOT number inactive?
I want to say, is it 90 days?
Is that the original time?
Yeah, I think it was like 90 or 180. Some I can't recall exactly. And you're talking about if you don't update those things?
Right, because you have to update that stuff every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the MCS 150, you're really supposed to update that every time it's a change in your company. Like you hire on a driver, you lose a driver. You buy a truck, you sell a truck, or give a truck back. You're supposed to update that every time you do that. But who has the time to do that all the time if you're running a smaller operation?
Yeah, ain't nobody thinking about that all the time.
No,
Most people know to do it once a year.
it becomes too much. I saw on TikTok people saying it's about time. They don't understand the paperwork that's finna come behind that. They don't understand, even if you're a leased-on operator, you don't understand how tight these rules with other companies finna get now.
Yeah.
Things that you used to do comfortably, they probably won't allow you to do some of these things no more because of changes like this. Because these changes are going to cost any company with their US DOT number.
Yeah.
These changes don't come free.
No.
So we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're gonna see how that comes up. What all the industry stakeholders gonna have to say about it. I'm pretty sure I can what's the guy over the American Trucking Association?
Which I don't know his name.
I think it's Sean. No, I'm thinking about Teamsters. But I can see the leader of the American Trucking Association say, yeah, this is a good thing. Because they're gonna pretty much be in favor because them industry stakeholders gonna have their say. They're gonna have their lobbyists and all that stuff coming together.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. Like I said, they said May 29th is when they should be reaching out to the industry stakeholders to get their input.
I just wonder what they're gonna say. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be with it. It's gonna cost them a little bit, but it's not gonna be as hard of a hit to them, especially if it's gonna hurt the smaller competition.
Yeah.
To get them out the way. Rates are probably gonna drop even more now. With that being implemented.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I don't know, like I say, my message to drivers is just don't let your customers make you pay for it. A lot of the righteous drivers, this not our fault. The FMCSA, you would think they would have already had stuff like this in place to protect the industry. So to me, the FMCSA, they've been stealing. They've been stealing money. People have been paying $300 to get their authority, and it's wide open like that.
Yeah.
To where people can call in from another country, get a virtual address and a PO box, and just come over here and steal freight.
Yeah, start stealing loads. Yeah,
and a lot of them are not being caught because they're not here, and you're making us pay for it. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, hey, but we know the trucking industry. I've been in the trucking industry to know that you're going to have a lot of ignorant truckers that's not going to look deep into this. They're going to look at, they're going to be driven off of emotions rather than logic. And they're not going to bother to look deep into this. And then in a few years, when this really hits and hurts, they're going to act like they don't know where it came from. Because, see, this story is going to be old then, and how it is in the trucking industry. It only take a year before some bull crap become a norm.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like they told us, it was a market for freight that we abide by, and we let them set our prices. The drivers, they stood for that. You know what I'm saying? We as drivers let that happen. We failed ourselves. We in this situation here because we and drivers before us did not stand up and understand and like when you put systems and policies in place, they didn't understand or have a visual of what the back end of it was going to look like.
Yeah.
That's why so many of us out of the industry now, man, because of stuff like that don't make sense. And then when something astronomical happened, like the pandemic, we didn't know what to do.
No.
Some of us even found comfort in seeing big companies like a Convoy and a Yellow go out of business. It gave us comfort to just stand still and not worry about fighting. But the big companies going out of business, maybe that's what's supposed to happen. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Not you, but the bigger companies. A lot of them, I don't think they went out of business just due to freight. They had enough money to stick it out, just like the smaller carriers. That was just big investors in those kind of companies. I feel like start pulling back now. Yellow went out of business because they had big people in the top raking money in their own pocket. So I mean,
right?
It's just it is what it is, man. Drivers in the trucking industry, you got to get more educated about business and how business work and how dirty the game of business can be.
Yeah,
got to get more educated on that.
Yeah, definitely got to do more than just know how to drive and pick your loads off the load board.
Right. Yeah, because those days are over. And truth be told, we never should have been in the midst of those days, but it was so comfortable.
Yeah.
To just get on there and they say, well, the average rate is 500. And you get on there and say, I could do it for 700, and you get it and you think you're doing something. You know what I'm saying? You're really not. You still was lowballing yourself at that time when the money was good out here.
Yeah.
But the way business is supposed to work, you don't supposed to do business unless you can break even or gain a profit. You don't supposed to do business at a loss. And there was too many guys stayed out here too long, and they was taking loss after loss after loss after loss because they were emotionally attached. So that's the way the game goes. But bro, man, look, I'm glad we could sit here, man, and chop it up on this.
Yeah, man. Some fairly good topics to discuss and upcoming things we have to look forward to and check into.
Most definitely. Well, look, man, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna see you next week.
All right, man. You take care.